Welcome to Unit 5. Last time we reviewed the 5 philosophical studies which enabled and empowered our reason to cross the divided line and see the truth, the good. And Nietzsche, negative post-modernity, and the history of philosophy. Today we will conclude our study of Plato's Republic with his and others' proof of immortality, and also review Jedi Groups in the Jedi Handbook. Okay, 1. According to Plato, quote, "Our soul is immortal and never perishes," end quote. See page 342. Here is Plato's proof in brief. 1. Everything has its peculiar evil as well as its good, and its evil is what alone can destroy it. Its good is what preserves it and can never destroy it. 2. Now, the body's evil is disease, and the soul's evil is vice, or moral evil. For example, ignorance, injustice, and intemperance. And the soul's good is virtue, namely wisdom. And note that for Plato and Aristotle, reason, or nous, is man's true self and his indestructible essence. 3. It is also a fact that vice cannot destroy or annihilate the soul, only deprave it. Finally, 4. Therefore, since the soul is not destroyed by any evil, by its own evil, namely vice, or another's evil, for example, the body's, namely disease, the soul clearly must be a thing that exists forever and is immortal. Here in brief is René Descartes' proof of the mind's immortality. See the Meditations, page 12. 1. The mind and body are clearly different substances, since we can think of body only as divisible and the mind or self only as indivisible. One can't conceive of half a mind. And 2, therefore, the annihilation of the mind does not follow from the death of the body. Hence, the mind, again, is immortal. Lastly, here in brief, is the Jedi Handbook's proof of the mind or self's and the body's immortality. See the Jedi Handbook, page 98. 1. Given the truth of polarity and that the self and body are inseparable and exist in a unity, and given that in this unity the self or consciousness is reality and hence indestructible and immortal, it follows that the self survives the death of the physical body. And 2, but the body itself must also be immortal because of polarity, i.e., you can't have one, the self, without the other, the body. Hence, there must be another body, for example, the subtle, astral, or spiritual body, which also exists and survives the dissolution of our physical or gross body. Now, as for Plato's defect, see the Jedi Handbook, page 42. Although Plato was a genius and laid the foundation for absolute science in his divided line, several things were wanting. 1. His first principle, or arche, the good, was an objective, not a subjective one. That is, it existed beyond his consciousness. 2. Plato did not realize the unity of soul or consciousness and body or matter, keeping them ultimately separated. For, quote, the body is the prison house of the soul, for Plato. And 3, lastly, Plato did not derive or deduce everything, all forms, from his arche, the good, which is a prerequisite of absolute science. Okay, 2, as concerns Jedi groups, the family, university club, and addictions, please read the Jedi Handbook, pages 262 and following. In brief, a Jedi family exists not just for itself to help its members become Jedi, but also to help realize the Jedi Order, a fully healed and functioning world. A Jedi University Club is likewise dedicated to the Jedi Order, unity, and healing the world. And it has 3 parts: Jedi business, Jedi knowledge, and Jedi practice. Finally, there are several ways to break the power of an addiction, and they all reduce to living like a Jedi and following the Jedi Code. Thank you.